How do starlings form these beautiful undulating patterns? One might think that there's a single hive mind that organizes the bird centrally, but these starlings actually follow simple local rules like align with, stay with, and avoid flying into neighbors. But from simple rules at the level of the individual, these global patterns emerge at the scale of many. People show similar behaviors. People form collective waves at sports games, people form long streams in crowds, etc. Unlike birds, however, we know human beings organize in non-spatial senses as with attitudes or beliefs. Just as people may align directions of travel, they can align choices.
Where you sit in the cafeteria is crucial because you got everybody there. You got your freshmen, ROTC guys, preps, JV jocks.
Like in this scene in Mean Girls, people form groups, preps with preps, geeks with geeks, jocks with jocks. This happens in political bodies. Take Congress. Democrats tend to vote with Democrats and Republicans with other Republicans. Take the U.S. Supreme Court. It's often described as between liberals and conservatives.
These are higher order patterns like we see with crowds. Is it the case that these blocks of similar behavior result from leaders organizing individuals, or they somehow emerge from individuals following neighbors? It's not entirely obvious. In the Supreme Court, for example, the Chief Justice may be invested in the legitimacy of opinions, the famous example being Brown versus Board, where segregation was ruled unconstitutional. We know from records that Chief Justice Warren pushed for a unanimous decision because he knew that's what would send an important signal to the country.
Justice Warren would be an example of a central coordinator who keeps people in line. On a more abstract level, a central coordinator can be a common ideology that keeps people together. Now, if we look at Supreme Court voting data between the years 1994 to 2005, 44% of votes are unanimous, and 10% fall along the 5-4 conservative versus liberal divide.
Does this data support the anecdotal description of central coordination? That is this consensus and ideological voting a top-down central coordination type of phenomenon, or is it bottom-up from individuals interacting with one another? Well, we find that nearly all voting behavior, including unanimity and ideological blocks, can be explained from the bottom up. In this case, behavior may seem group-like, but may actually be something that emerges from lower-order coordination.